7:32, and in 5 months, New York City voters will head to the polls to cast their ballot in the primary race for governor. As always, PIX11 is your local election headquarters. We are bringing you all of the candidates so you can get to know them better, where they stand on key issues before you make your big decision.
Yeah, the most recent poll shows Governor Kathy Hochul with a sizable lead over her Democratic rivals, Jumaane Williams and Congressman Tom Suozzi, who both are tied at 6%. But Congressman Suozzi says he has a path to victory, and he joins us this morning to explain what exactly that is. Good morning, Congressman Suozzi. Thanks so much for being with us.
Hey, Hazel, thanks so much. Stan, good to see you.
Morning.
All right, so let's get to it. You know, Governor Hochul seems to be securing all these endorsements from the major unions, huge donors, giving her a war chest of $21 million to spend on her campaign. That's really tough to compete with.
Well, there's no question that it's tough, but I see a clear path to victory because I'm talking about what the people care about. People care about crime right now. They care about taxes, and they care about our troubled schools. I'm the only proven executive in this race, and I'm a common sense Democrat. I'm sick and tired of the far left. I'm sick and tired of the far right. Let's people work together to actually solve the problems that people care about. What do they care about? They care about rising crime. They care about the highest taxes in the United States of America, and they care about our troubled schools and helping our kids. That's what I'm focused on doing, and I have the proven executive experience as a former CPA, as an attorney, as a mayor of my hometown, Glen Cove, as a county executive, of getting things done, and now as a member of Congress. I understand how government works and how to solve it.
So how much money do you have in your campaign war chest, and do endorsements matter to you in this race, since the governor seems to be getting a lot of them?
So I have $5 million in the bank, and I'll raise $2 million a month for the next 5 months, and that's going to be very, very tough to do. Listen, would I rather have endorsements? Sure, but I really don't think they matter that much. I think what matters is talking straight to the people, and that's what I've been doing. I've had telephone town halls. My last telephone town hall, I had 8,000 people on the call, and they stayed on the call, asking questions about things that they really care about. So I'm going straight to people. I've had 5 of these telephone town halls. I've reached about 40,000 people so far, and I'm going to keep on doing telephone town halls throughout the state. And I'm doing a television commercial now that I'm up early trying to talk about the differences between my platform regarding crime and the silence of the governor.
You know, you don't see these town halls very often anymore when people are campaigning. Do you find that they have been effective?
Oh, yeah, people love it. I mean, listen, people are sick and tired of politics. They're sick of the back and forth between the far left and the far right and everybody fighting with each other. They want to know who really cares about the stuff they care about. I've been in public service my whole life. Everybody's sick of politicians, but I think that politics is still a noble profession if you can get people to come together to try and actually solve problems. And again, what do people care about these days? They're concerned about affordability. They're concerned about the taxes in New York State. Property taxes are crushing people. People are concerned about these cops that were just killed in New York City and rising crime, and the DA saying he's not going to prosecute these crimes.
So let's talk about that for a second then, Congressman, because gun violence, crime, as you're saying, they're key issues in this race. We've heard it time and time again. We saw it play out in the mayor's race in New York City. So you unveiled this 15-point plan to address the current crisis. The plan includes rolling back bail reform, removing district attorneys who will not enforce the law, and bringing back stop and frisk. Can you explain some of those points? Are you in alignment then with some of what Mayor Eric Adams was saying, with his vision that he laid out?
I'm totally aligned with Mayor Adams' position. I endorsed Mayor Adams early on. He asked me to be his deputy mayor. I said, listen, I can do a lot more to help you and help New York City by becoming the governor of New York State. I'm totally aligned that we need to give judges the discretion to look at dangerousness when determining whether or not to remand someone and when they're looking at these bail questions. It can't just be about risk of flight. It's got to be about dangerousness of the person that's before you.
So I spoke to the lieutenant governor about that just this weekend on a political show, and he actually said that there seems to be misinformation and confusion around that very issue, that judges do in fact have discretion.
Well, every other state in the United States of America has this provision. New York State does not have this provision. And we need the judges to be able to look at people's previous records to see if they were violent offenders. This is what I'm saying. This is what the mayor's saying. This is what the chief judge is saying. This is what the cops are saying. Even the chairman of the Democratic Party, who's endorsed Kathy Hochul, has come out and said that he agrees that this is common sense. We need to change this. The governor is lining up with the state legislature saying, no, let's leave it alone.
Mm-hmm. Now, you had mentioned that you have ads out. One of them targets Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg and his stance on prosecuting certain crimes. So are you willing to work with DAs who are more in favor of criminal justice reform? And what would that actually look like?
Well, listen, let me make it clear. I'm very much in favor of criminal justice reform. Our system that we have now has 75% of the people in jail with a drug, alcohol, or mental health issue. 50% of the people at Rikers Island have a learning disability. So we need to do things to prevent crime and address these systemic problems that we've had for a long, long time. But prevention takes a while. In the meanwhile, we need intervention. We can't say we're not going to prosecute resisting arrest. We can't say that if you commit an armed robbery, but nobody gets hurt, we're not going to prosecute you as a felony. We're only going to prosecute you as a misdemeanor. That just doesn't make sense. That would be a green light for chaos. So the governor has the power to remove a district attorney or to replace the district attorney with the attorney general to prosecute those crimes. I'll do that. Governor Kathy Hochul won't do that.
Okay.
That's a clear difference between the two of us.
In a recent town hall, obviously because New York is just so diverse, you actually promised to select a person of color to run alongside you as lieutenant governor. Are you specifically referring to a black person, a Latino person, and have you come about any names that you want to throw out there?
I'm not going to make any news today, but yes, I will have a person of color running as my running mate.
Any chance that you would consider Jumaane Williams as that possible running mate, should you land in that position?
I really admire Jumaane Williams as a person. He has a great personal story. He's a little bit far to the left of me, and I don't know that he would want to even run with me because we have a little bit different viewpoint on different issues. But I respect and admire him as a person.
Understood. Congressman Tom Suozzi, you heard us talk at the open of the show of our picks for Netflix. While we get to know you a little bit, what was your Netflix choice during the snowstorm? Because you're on Long Island where you got slammed.
We hunkered down quite a bit. And my wife said, because I've been so crazy campaigning all the time, she says, I've actually enjoyed this snowstorm. In the old days when I was the mayor and the county executive, I was out plowing all the time.
Exactly.
Everybody. So we watched Ozark, which I know is an old one, but we never really watched it before. So we got through the whole first season.
There you go.
Well, listen, I just started watching it too, so don't feel bad.
Okay.
All right, Congressman Suozzi, thanks again.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.